train, race, pizza. My name is Donato, England Marathon Masters and Guinness World Record at marathon distance. What's that sound I hear? No, that's not the sound of me having sex. That's the sound of me doing a VO2 Max workout this week. Yes, that's right, guys. Welcome to episode 2 of the Fast and Furious 10K series, where I'll be taking you through what I've been doing this week, but in particular talking about VO2 Max training. Oh yes, VO2 Max workouts. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do they take it to the max? Leave it in the comments below what kind of training you find really tough or that you enjoy, whether it be 10K, 5K, marathon. Leave it in the comments below. And if you are new here, I would highly recommend checking out the link in the description, which is episode 1, giving you a bit of a background about what's happening in the 10K series. And also it'd be fabulous if you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe and hit that alarm bell. Let's go. So I'm back here at Worcester Racecourse, one of my favourite outdoor recording venues. Let's go up the stairs and set up and tell you the whys and wherefores of VO2 Max and what I've been doing this week in my training. You remember from episode 1, bring the A game. Yes, we've got to bring the A game to this 10K. It's only a few weeks away, so we need to be right in tip-top form. At its most basic level, running is a very simple sport. Yeah, work hard and recover well and good things will happen. Finding a perfect balance though is often trickier than it looks. Last week I mentioned the 4 primary types of training runs that we do during this 10K training block. Number 1, long runs to build your endurance. Number 2, tempo runs to improve your lactate threshold pace. Number 3, long intervals to improve your maximum oxygen uptake, which is also known as the VO2 Max. Number 4, short, fast intervals to improve your speed and running form. Those are the 4 basic ones, and this week I had all of those, including the VO2 Max threshold, which I'll talk about. The whys and wherefores do we do VO2 Max. For me this week, my VO2 Max training incorporated of 3 times 1K followed by 3 times 800 meters. Naturally there was a warm-up beforehand and also a cool down after to ensure that my muscles are properly warmed down and cooled down to reduce the risk of injuries, because running at these speeds, because you are taking it up to maximal heart rate, can cause all sorts of issues. In fact, you would have seen Ben Parks on his channel now training for his marathon. He doesn't do any running faster than 10K pace, his 10K pace that is. Yeah, obviously his marathon pace is probably quicker than my 10K pace, but anyway, for him he's now cut that out because of risk of injuries and so on and so forth. So we need to learn and adapt from that. Question to you guys before I give you the answer: what is the main purpose of improving our VO2 Max? Why do we do this training? Leave it in the comments below. Have you paused? Pause it right now, leave the answer. Shall I give you the answer now? Sorry, did you pause? Yeah? Have you put the answer down? Right, now restart. Oh, pause, restart. You know what I mean. Anyway, you would restart. The reason why we do this, yeah, is it enables us to have that kick at the end. You know, when you're coming towards the end of that 5K, 10K, and you want to kick to the finish line and basically a sprint finish. That's what VO2 Max training enables you to do, which is why I would guess Ben Parks, a number of us, when it comes to marathon training, you don't need to have it in your marathon training. In fact, I'd probably actively discourage it. This is the first time I've been doing this type of training for a long time. So my marathon training is all nice, easy stuff, and maybe marathon pace, and maybe a bit quicker, you know, threshold, but nothing more than that. So let's go into the details of what VO2 Max training is. Your VO2 Max, or maximal aerobic capacity, is important because it is the maximal rate at which you can produce energy aerobically. Improving your VO2 Max is one of the most important factors in improving racing performance, because the more energy you can produce aerobically, the faster pace you can maintain. VO2 max is the most important physiological variable in determining performance in races of 1500 meters to 5k. It is also an important physiological variable for longer races, although secondary to lactate threshold pace in determining performance. Unfortunately, many runners desiring to boost their VO2 max do ineffective workouts. So let's look a bit more closely at what types of workouts work more effectively. Hopefully now you can see a table which I've extracted from the book that I'm using for the training plan. And it talks about why shorter and faster isn't better for boosting your VO2 max. And if you look at those examples, it shows the length of intervals between workout 1 and workout 2. Workout 1 being 400 meter reps, which a lot of people do, and workout 2 being 1200 meter reps, and the time of the interval, speeds, and so on and so forth. But if you look at the maximum amount at the bottom, the totals, you'll find that the totals of 400 meter reps gives you about 7 minutes at VO2 max, whereas the workout 2 at 1200 meter reps gives you 17 minutes. So it's much more effective doing the longer interval sessions. So the greatest stimulus to improving VO2 max is gains by training at intensity that requires between 95 to 100% of your current VO2 max. So when you run faster than the VO2 max pace, you increasingly use your anaerobic system, which stimulates that system to improve. The anaerobic system is important for races of 800 meters or shorter, but for races of 5k or farther, you can use the anaerobic system primarily for the kick at the end of the race. But if you've trained aerobically, while equally talented runners have emphasized higher intensity anaerobic training, you'll be so far ahead going into the kick that you won't have to worry about their finishing speed. There, you see, aerobic can always win the day, but really you do need that anaerobic part in the shorter distance and really push that lactate threshold pace to the max. So as I now leave the grandstand here at Worcester Racecourse, clearly if you've stayed all the way through this video, you're a committed runner, which is my kind of people. Yeah, we need commitment, and I really do appreciate the comments that you guys and gals leave in the comments below, because a lot of you are picking up, whilst I don't overemphasize or make any drama about a lot of things, it does take a lot of commitment, time and energy, not just producing these videos but doing the actual training. Yeah, I know am I stating the obvious here? But I really do appreciate you guys coming each and every week looking at these. By all means, share these videos if you enjoy them, find them useful, and maybe some other friends and family may find these useful as well. So yes, I do have a lofty goal. Whilst I mentioned that I would need to run around 35 minutes or sub 35 to guarantee my place in the England Masters 10k team, I don't have to run that. That's not my goal. My goal is to get a qualifying place for the England Masters. Top 3 places. Yeah, it'd be great to get the top place, and I'm basing those times based on the results from the Leeds Abbey Dash back a few weeks ago. So if it's the same guys or similar people, similar standards, that's the standard, and I know some of you guys know some of these top Masters athletes, then that's what we need to do. Yeah, as the sun is shining back and forth. So that's it from me for week 2 of the Fast and Furious, or episode 2 of the Fast and Furious 10k series, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you episode 3 next week, where we'll see what's going to come out. Do you want to come out on some of my training runs? Leave it in the comments below and we'll talk about that. But some of those training runs, especially when I've done the VO2 Max, running with this thing, the camera, it's a no-no. Yeah, there's no talking, there's no nothing. See you all next week.